Hey folks, so today we're going to talk about the Seasons Lab. A lot of different questions, a lot of different ways to go about this. So I'm going to show you 3 examples and we'll get started. So I've already got my skeleton set up, I've got my import, I've got my scanner. Write a program that will determine the season given the month-day combination. First, declare 2 integer variables, the month and the day, that will represent those values. So 6 and 14 would correspond to June 14th and so forth. Get their values from the keyboard. That means use the scanner. Write the statements that will print the season that the date falls under as shown below. Now again, these are not the right ways of doing things. The seasons change varying from like the 20th to the 22nd, but they're splitting them at the 15th, 16th, I guess, to split the month in half. So we'll play their game, even though it's incorrect. So December splits autumn and winter, March splits winter and spring, and so forth. You can see it there. Sample runs of the program are shown below. So 12/12, December 12th, fall. 3/3, March 3rd, winter. Okay. Now, again, I'll show you multiple versions of this, but the way I see this is, okay, so the only ones I really need to worry about are these 4. Everything else is already inclusive. So March, June, September, and December are split where the seasons change. All those months in between there are solidly in a season. So when I read this problem, that's the first thing I need to do because I like to get rid of all the stuff I don't have to stress about first. So let's pick up where these start. Okay, so December is split. So, well, let's get my prompts. And then I'll do my seasonal months. And then I'll do my split months. And there's a few different ways to do each of those. All right, prompts, print line. If I can remember the code. Enter month. And we'll just call it month. And we'll do this for day. Okay, so there you go. There's our 2 prompts. Now, first one are the seasonal months, the ones that we don't even have to worry about what day it is. We do not care. So December is a split one. So month could be 1 for January, or month could be 2 for February. And if that's the case, then I just say, let's see the wording. Okay, so it just splits out. It spits out what it wants to say. So the season is winter. There you go. And then I just update this for the other 4 sets. So January, February, March is split. So April and May give us spring. June is a split month. So July and August give us fall or autumn. Everybody calls it their own. September is split, so October and November. Whoops, I messed that up. That should have been summer. This is fall or autumn. There you go. Now, I can always link these things because remember, I only want to get one output, period. So if these are linked, as soon as it finds something that's true, I don't get stressed on it again. Now, the last 4 are these months right here, where they are split between 2 seasons. So that means we are going to have to look at the day for those. So we can just set it up however you wish. I'll do it this way. So let's do one where we do a nesting. So if month is, we'll start with where they did, 12 December, okay? Inside here, this is where I go if day is less than the 16th, then I print autumn, else, and remember this is just, day is greater than or equal to 16, then it's winter. Okay, so that's a version right there with it being nested inside. That's fine. I could also do one where I do a compound. Okay, so that's December, so the next one will be March. So if month is 3 and day is less than 16, less than 16, so that means we're still in winter. Okay, and the flip of that would be greater than or equal to 16, in which case now it is spring. Okay, there's a compound test that does the same thing as there. Other ways, those are pretty much the easy ways, or the frequently used ways. I won't say the easiest because everybody's mind works slightly different. I'm going to use this version because this works easy for me. So December, March, June is the next one. So if we are less than that, we are still in the spring, and after that, we are in summer. Okay. Last but not least, we get September, which is summer in the first round, and fall, autumn in the second round. Okay. These are my split months. Just when we started those. But everything is linked with else. So even though this takes up quite a bit of real estate in our code, it's only going to print one line. Now, you can go in and specialize these. I know a lot of you still prefer to put the curly brackets. That's perfectly fine. There's no problem with that. It just spreads out the code a little bit. Makes it a little bit easier to read sometimes. Okay, so you can do that all the way down if you need to. Notice when I get down here to the split months, I had to do those because all of that is being protected at the same time. So all 4 of these lines are inside this one else if. If it's just one line, like it was for these up here, it's optional. If it's more than one line, I have to use curly brackets to let it know that these all go together. Okay? Inside here, I can still spread them out if I wish to. More of a personal choice there. Okay? So you can make it quite a bit longer just by spreading it out a little bit, but that's the gist of it. So this is the way I see it coded. Okay? Not the only way to do it. You have your prompts. You take care of the months that aren't complicated. Then you do your complicated months, whichever way you choose, and you just print out. And that's the extent of this code. But I told you I would show you some other methods. So let's take a look at some of those. Well, okay, so we need to run it a few times just to give it a shot. Okay, so let's go. Today's date is 11/11. It's autumn. Could put those all print LNs, but since there's so many of them, I'm not going to bother with that right now. Let's do another one. Let's do something 4th of July. Summer. Good. Okay, and you can play around with those if you want to. So this one right here, prompts exactly the same. So this person decided to, and this is one I saw when I was grading through these things, they decided to do each month by itself. Instead of grouping the seasons together, they grouped the months. Perfectly fine, okay? I added comments here so you can see what they're doing, okay? So if it's January, it's all in winter. If it's February, it's all in winter. It's the same code we had last time in the other example, just they're splitting them up by their months, Now look right here at March where we have a break. So we've got a nested situation, and again, just like we did before, we've got two options. Now they chose to do an if-else here as well. That works just fine. April and May, back to where it's one line only. June is another split, and it continues all the way down that way. Okay, and we even have a little else catch-all in case they put in some month that doesn't exist. Okay, maybe we asked month by words, I believe, at the top. Yeah, so if you decide to put a format, so here in the West we do month, month, day, day, year, year. But in a lot of other countries, they do day, then month, then year. So if you use that kind of format as a prompt, that could give you different numbers. And so that may be why they have a catch-all in case they flipped where day and month go. The other one, and this time I want to code one of these, this is the other one I saw a couple people attempt. I was very impressed by this because it is complicated. This is grouping all of them by seasons. So very efficient coding. You're seeing the whole thing right there just about. The problem is in here is that's where your tests get very complicated. Look at these. How many parentheses we have. Okay. So this is winter. Okay. There's January, all in parentheses, or February in parentheses, or notice we have December greater than the 15th, all in its own parentheses. So we've encapsulated and then encapsulated around it. Or we've got March less than the 16th. Okay? All of that is one test, but there are 6 comparisons properly encoded in the parentheses to illustrate that. But that hits all of winter in one go. So they've only got 4 print statements. Same thing they did for spring and summer, and so I left us fall or autumn to code for ourselves. Okay, so we've got July, August, September, the first part. So let's do the ones we know of. So month is 10. There you go. So that's one option. Then we have November, which is also done. I guess I can go ahead and put these in here as we go. Good. Okay, so now we've got our 2 months that are split. First one is September. Okay, so that is month equal to 9. And because it's split, we are only interested in the day is greater than the 15th. Okay, then because those 2 tests individually go together, they need an extra parentheses around them. Okay, and the last one, we made it all the way back around to December, and we're interested in our day is less than the 16th, which again, because those 2 go together, require another set of parentheses. Now we need the outer parenthesis that covers everything, and that will give us our fall. Okay, so a lot of these codes where there's lots of different tests, you're going to play a give and take. It's either going to be efficient and complicated like this, or you can go back to some of these others. These are much simpler, but they're longer code. Okay, it's not going to matter too much with copy pasting, but you see it's a lot smaller test, a lot simpler. Things are going well, and you've got all manner of ways you can solve this in between. You might choose an element of this, an element of that. You could do different ways of coding them different ways. That's all fine, as long as your answers still get the same. So there's 3 different methods of solving seasons. Definitely not all of them. There's lots of other ways you can mix and match these things. But I hope that answered a lot of your questions. Thank you very much. Bye.